Hello students of class 12th, welcome back to today's topic, and this is about retirement of a partner. As recently we completed our chapter admission of a partner, so now we are going to discuss about retirement of a partner. Our today's class will be a total theory class, okay? So we'll try to build up some base for today, and from tomorrow onwards we'll talk about the topics. What will be the topics, that also we will discuss today. So from tomorrow onwards we'll start our topics and then some numericals related to those topics. Now as you can see, the picture which I used over here is of Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, a living legend, master of cricket, lord of cricket, master blaster, and so many titles we use for him. And the most important thing is that we all love him. Now why do we love him? Because during his entire cricketing career, okay, and even in his personal life, we never heard anything wrong about him. He have a very neat and clean character, and that's why we adore him and we love him. So that's all. Before I move ahead, I thought let us discuss something about retirement. And when we think about retirement, then Sachin Tendulkar of retirement is, I think whoever was watching his retirement live, everyone must have been cried. So anyhow, let's come back to our topic, and that is retirement of a partner. Now let us go to the next topic. The topic is retirement of the partner is mentioned in section 37 of Indian Partnership Act 1932. It is very compulsory to follow the act, whatever is defined in the act. So under section 37 of Indian Partnership Act, all the conditions are decided under which a partner can leave the firm. And what are those rules and regulations? What are those conditions? This we are going to discuss now. When a partner can retire, the first point says if there is agreement to that effect. In a partnership agreement, it must be defined clearly that when a partner can leave the partnership, okay, it must be decided. It is why, because a partner can leave the firm in any kind of losses, in some kind of calamities. Like today you can see COVID-19 is there, all firms are going in losses. So a partner can leave the firm just because the firm is going through a very bad time. And in such a time, if a partner withdraws with his capital, it will be a big blow. If firm had a chance of surviving, then the firm will lose that chance also. So what I mean to say over here is that when a partner can retire from the firm, it must be clearly mentioned in the partnership deed. Okay. The second point is that if all the partners agree to his retirement. Now this is also very important aspect. As you can see that in case of admission, when a partner can be admitted in a firm, a partner can be admitted only when all the partners are agreeing on the admission of a partner. So same is the case in retirement. This is also one option, that with the agreement of all the partners with 100% yes. You cannot say that decision can be taken on the basis of majority. No. If all the partners are agreeing, then a new partner can retire. This can also be one condition. So the first condition which we have seen is that if there is agreement to that effect, okay, circumstances must be defined in the partnership deed that when a partner can leave the firm. And the second case, if all the partner agrees, then retirement can be done. This can be also one condition. And the third one is that if the partnership is at will, by giving a written notice to the remaining partners of his decision to retire. Okay, so in this case, a partner must have been given, you can say a partner must give written notice 3 months prior, 6 months prior for the retirement from the firm, so that remaining partner may get prepared for new conditions, for new circumstances on retirement of a partner. All of a sudden, a partner cannot leave the firm. Okay, the point here is that if a partner wants to leave the firm, then he must give written notice in prior. Prior means advance. Advance can be 3 months, 6 months, whatever. It must be defined in the partnership deed. So here we have seen that under 3 conditions a partner can retire the firm. First of all, under what circumstances he can leave the firm, it must have been decided in the partnership deed. The second case may be that with the consent of all the partners. And the third one is if it is defined in the partnership deed by giving a prior notice, a partner can leave the firm. So that is also one possible condition. Now let us move to our next topic. Our next topic is liability of a retiring partner. When a partner retires, what will be his liabilities? So under section 32(2), it says that liability of all the acts, liable for all the acts up to the date of his retirement. Up to the date of retirements, whatever transactions were done by the firm, okay, so he is responsible for all those acts. Now these acts may give profits and these acts may give losses. These acts may create assets, these acts may create liabilities. So whatever it is, so till the date of retirement, whatever arises, profits, losses, assets, liabilities, a retiring partner is liable, or you can say he has to bear all those things. He will share profits, he will share losses, he will share assets, and he will share liabilities, whatever were created up to the date of his retirement. Then section 32(3), it says that liable for all the acts even after retirement until a public notice is given. So this is one very good condition. You have to pay notice over here. If a partner wants to retire from the firm, then he has to give a written public notice that he left the firm. Otherwise, he will be deemed as a partner. So this is one very good point. Section 32(3), liable for all the acts even after retirement until a public notice is given. Okay. Now, next one, adjustments required on retirement of a partner. If a partner retires, then what all adjustments is to be done. Now this is something very important. You have to pay attention over here, because these are the calculations which we have to learn. The first one says that determining new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratios. So ratios we have learned in detail in our previous videos in admission. Same concept we are going to use here once again. But you can say that in case of admission, old ratio were always bigger than new ratio, but now new ratios will be bigger than old ratios, because when a partner will leave the firm, he will leave some part for retiring existing partners. So existing partners will not only hold their part, but they will also share the part left by the retiring partner. So in this case, their existing share or their existing contribution towards capital will also increase. So pay attention over here. Determining new profit sharing ratio, that can be when talking about gaining ratios. So here new ratios will be bigger than the old ratios. Okay. So when we'll come to, I think this is our first topic. Tomorrow when we'll start numericals, we'll start with the first topic only, that is about calculation of sacrificing ratios and gaining ratios. Okay. Next is valuation and adjustment of goodwill. See, these first 2 points are always very important. Whenever you go in this first book, in the entire partnership, these 2 topics are always very important. That is ratios and valuation of goodwill. So we have already discussed most of the aspects of goodwill in admission. Only we have to see little bit adjustments at the time of retirement. See, what is the case in admission? A new partner brings goodwill and which is shared by the old partners. Now, in case of retirement, a partner is leaving the firm, so he will take away goodwill, and this goodwill will be given by the existing partners. Once again, I repeat, in case of admission, new partner introduces goodwill, and this goodwill is shared by existing partners. This goodwill is taken by existing partners. But now, in case of retirement, one of the partner will leave the firm, and he will take away goodwill with him, and this goodwill will be given by the existing partner. So synonym of admission is retirement. Synonyms is just opposite. Just opposite of admission is retirement. So the treatment of goodwill will also be just opposite. But how will we calculate goodwill? It will be the same. It doesn't matter. In case of admission, it was happening that in most of the question, goodwill of the firm was directly given. Now here it may be possible that you have to calculate goodwill of the firm. If it is given directly, it's good. Otherwise we need to calculate, and it is very simple. Okay, we have already covered this in one of chapter, valuation, nature and valuation of goodwill, weighted profit method, super profit method, average profit method, and so on. It doesn't matter, we'll do this. Then the third one is revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. This we have already seen, and for this we prepared a revaluation account. So in partnership, if any of the part is a scoring, so that scoring part is preparation of revaluation account. I hope you are very familiar with it, you like it. So there is nothing new in this here. Then reserves and undistributed profits. Okay, reserves, if I talk about reserves, means you can say WCR, worksman compensation reserve, investment fluctuation fund or reserves, and then general reserve. So you all know very well what to do about this. Okay, undivided profit and loss. See, whatever treatment you have done in admission, exactly the same treatment will be done over here. Just remember, whatever treatment was done in admission, exactly same treatment will be done in retirement. So here we are not going to learn anything new. Yes, a problem can come up when these things, instead of writing off or distributing, this thing has to be retained in the books at its book value. So this is something, a very different type of topic, and when we'll solve numericals, we'll talk about it. Next is computation of amount due to retiring partners. Now this is very important. We'll prepare revolution account as usual. We'll prepare partners capital account also as usual, except treatment of goodwill and reserves and all. Okay, so whatever total will come from partners capital account, that will be the amount which will be payable to the retiring partner. That's all. Now how are we going to pay that partner? Either we are going to create his loan account or we'll pay him in cash. That all we will see during numericals. This is the important point which you have to pay notice. You have to pay attention while learning retirement of a partner. Then payment to the retiring partner, as I told just now, either will create loan or will give away cash, or a part of a cash and a part amount in loan. Then adjustment of capitals, and you know that this part is reduced by CBSE in the year 2020. We'll see again in upcoming videos. Okay, then amount due to retiring or deceased partner, what all amounts is to be given, although we have already discussed, but let's see once again. First is credit balance of his capital. We have to correct spelling of balance over here. Obviously the capital which he introduced, he had in the firm, that will be given to him. Then if he is having current capital, then also will be given to him. Goodwill, definitely it will be given to him. Then shares or reserves, CR, look at GR, WCR, IFR, undistributed profit and losses. It can be profits, it can be losses. Just now we are talking about amount to be added, amount due to be given. So profit will be given, loss will be taken. So in my next slide, when we'll discuss about what amount to be taken from partner, there we will write loss. Okay, his share in profit on revaluation of assets and liabilities. There can be loss also, but just now we are talking about additions, so we are talking about profits. Share in profits up to the date of retirement and death. Now this is very important point. Share of profits up to the date of retirement. So I would like to discuss this when we'll start this topic, but keep in mind this point is going to be very important for you. Interest on capital, obviously salary, commission, anything else if it is to be given as per partnership deed, this all will be added, and out of this some of the amounts will be deducted. For example, debit balance of his current account, share of existing goodwill, okay, which is mentioned in the balance sheet, share of accumulated losses. As I told you that last time in previous video we discussed profits, so now here it is losses. Drawing and interest on drawing, it is always deducted because it is against capital. Then share of loss on account of revaluation of assets and liabilities, just vice versa, we have seen in a previous slide. His share of business loss up to the retirement of death on profit and loss account and suspense account, deferred revenue expenditure, and all these things we will see, right? So this is all about a chapter, retirement of a partner, and this is the theory which we are going to discuss in our coming videos. Okay, so yeah, sorry, one more thing is there, that is accounting treatment. Whatever accountings we have to done, that is calculation of new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratio. Okay, see, these are the calculations which we have to see, and these are the things which we are going to cover in our next video one by one. So the first topic which we are going to cover tomorrow onwards practically, that is calculation of new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratio. The next topic will be treatment of goodwill. This is the same sequence which we used in a chapter admission, and the same sequence we are going to use in retirement too. Then preparation of revaluation account. I don't think we need to work too much over here, because preparation of revaluation account we already learned, and there is nothing new. Okay, hardly, there are a few changes, not even few, a few changes are there that we'll see while going through this topic. Then distribution of WCR, IFR, GR, profit and loss, advertisement, suspense, you can say deferred revenue expenditures. So this all we know how to do treatment of all these things. Okay, next is assessment of shares of profit and loss till the date of retirement. This is going to be a very important topic. I'm telling you from the beginning, this is going to be a very important topic. So I think there are three important topics to be taken care. First one is ratios, second one is goodwill, and the third one is determination of profit till the date of his retirement, or loss till the date of his retirement. Adjustment of capital if required, we'll see to it. Then settlements of account, how will we settlement the account of retiring partner, either by creating his loan or giving him the money in cash, or partial in loan and partial in cash. So this is all what we have seen in this. I hope you understood today's theory. Get ready for tomorrow's practical. Go through the book and go through some reference materials and go through some other videos and be prepared. Learn something advanced so that tomorrow when we'll meet again and we'll discuss, you may understand something. So our tomorrow's topic will be ratios. So be prepared for the ratios. See you in my next video. Bye.